The phone rang just after midnight. I almost didn't answer. Then the voice on the other end made sure I did. Laughter, cruel and familiar. "Old man," he said, "we have your son. Bring 500,000 to the docks or he drowns. Come alone." My hand didn't shake. My voice didn't rise. I asked flat, the only thing that mattered, "How many men you got?" 12, he said and chuckled. "Why?" I let the silence stretch. Then I gave him the only truth that would cut through his bravado. "My confirmed kill count is 237. I paused and added, "Check your security cameras." For a beat, there was only breathing on the line. Static, then chaos, screams, shouts, confusion, flooded into the side of the call. "Those 12, I said, voice low even, "they're bleeding out in the bar. You'll be number 238. I hung up. People think life after war is peace. It isn't. It's slow decay. 18 years as a SEAL sniper followed by retirement, then driving a taxi, ferrying ghosts around the city for cash. This is a tidy story I told myself. I told myself I'd close that chapter. I allowed myself to lie that I could be a father instead of a weapon, that my boy would never know the things I'd done, never know what I'd seen. But the past doesn't let you walk away. It stalks you, waits for a flaw, then rips the door off its hinges. When the cartel took him, they didn't just kidnap a child. They tore open the coffin I'd nailed shut and shoved the old me back into the light. And they were about to meet whatever crawled out. I started quietly, the way a hunter does. Old contacts, old skills, the city's hidden veins. If you know where to look, the city has eyes, street cameras, credit trails, informants who still owe me a favor from a long winter. Within hours, I had their routes mapped and their safe houses marked, faces printed in my mind like dots through a scope. Every step they took could be anticipated, every mistake cataloged. The police weren't an option. These men had them in their pockets. So I moved alone. Always have, always will. Memories piled up in the spaces between moves, his laugh, the small hand that fit inside my palm, the night he asked, "Dad, are you brave?" I had lied that day, told him bravery was just staying alive. Now I had to prove I'd meant it. The first bullet that answered came from their side. Sloppy, fired too late. He didn't see me. None of them did. The bar was their nest. 12 men drunk on power and cheap whiskey. I slipped in like smoke. No theatrics. No wasted shots. I made them shadows on the floor, one by one. Silence filled the cracks where their noise had been. When the 12 hit the ground, I pulled the phone from his pocket and dialed their boss. I made sure the bodies were framed by the cameras. I let him see the proof. Then I told him my number again, 237, and finished for him. "You'll be 238. For the first time, there was raw fear in his voice. He thought he had leverage. My son, the docks, the threat. He underestimated one thing: how far a man goes when nothing is left to lose. I reached the docks before him, cleared his first line of guards long before the clock struck one. He arrived smiling, confident, thinking I'd walk into a noose. He walked into mine instead. I stepped from the shadows, rifle steady, eyes colder than the water beneath us. "Your men," I said. "They won't answer." He laughed at first, then saw the blood on my hands and the truth in my face. I watched the realization unmake him, the sudden knowledge that death had been sitting across from him all along. Then he begged. They always beg. I didn't speak. Didn't need to. The shot answered for me. Clean. Precise. Number 238. I found my boy locked in a crate, shaking but alive, his eyes wide when he saw me. "Dad," he whispered. I pulled him close. For the first time in years, my hands shook. Not from fear, but from the weight of what I just unleashed. He'll never know the messy calculus of that night. He'll never know how easily the man who'd learned to be invisible slipped back into being lethal. He'll grow up with a simpler story. "Dad saved me. I'll carry the real ledger forever." Peace is a lie. Normal life is a costume you peel on and off. What I am, the thing I've always been, is a weapon, and weapons don't retire. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.